Hello everyone, welcome once again. So today's topic is gametogenesis. Let's start. So in the first class we have seen, we have talked about primary sex organs. So let's see primary sex organs. So the primary sex organs in male and in female is different, right? So in male, what is the primary sex organs? In male, the primary sex organ is testis, right? Testis. And in female, the primary sex organ is ovary, right? Now the testis, it produce the testis, it produce, since it's a male primary sex organs, it produces male gametes, and similarly the ovary will produce female gametes. The ovary will produce female gametes. Now the male gametes is also known as what? Sperms. Right, and the female gametes is known as egg, or it has two terms, right? Egg or ovum. So it is clearly understood, egg or ovum, right? That is the female gametes. Now the process of formation of gametes, it is known as gametogenesis. So the entire process, it is called gametogenesis. So this entire process is known as gametogenesis. So the primary sex organs, in male it is testis and in female it is ovaries. The testis produces the male gametes, that is known as the sperms, and the female ovary, it produces the female gametes, that is known as egg or ovum, and the process of formation of these gametes are known as gametogenesis. All right, now if we only talk about the formation of male gametes, only this part, from the male germ cells to the sperms, only this part, then we call it as, since it is producing sperms, we call it as spermatogenesis. Okay, the process of formation of sperms is known as spermatogenesis, and the process of formation of female gametes, that is egg or ovum, it is known as oogenesis. Clear so far? Okay, I am pretty sure it's clear, right? So let's proceed. Let's see one by one. Let's see first spermatogenesis. So first of all, let's see spermatogenesis. Okay, spermatogenesis. Now we know inside the testis we have seminiferous tubules, right? So we have what? Okay, while teaching the spermatogenesis, I will also show the diagram side by side. Okay, now so spermatogenesis. Okay, so inside the testis we have the seminiferous tubules. What we have? Seminiferous seminiferous know inside the seminiferous tubules, certain cells are present. We call them as the male germ cells, which is also known as spermatogonia. Okay, which is also known as spermatogonia. They are known as male germ cells or spermatogonia. Now these male germ cells or spermatogonia, they undergo mitotic divisions. Okay, they undergo mitotic divisions to increase in numbers, Okay, so the male germ cells or the spermatogonia, they undergoes mitotic divisions to increase in numbers. Okay, now before going further, I'll just clarify one. Some of you might have this doubt between mitotic divisions and meiotic divisions, right? So the mitotic division is a type of division where a cell divides into two other daughter cells. Let's say you have one cell, it will divide into two cells. Okay, in mitotic divisions, okay, let's say this has twice the number of chromosomes. That is in human beings that will be 46, right? But so in mitotic divisions, this is the parent cell and this is the daughter cell, right? So the daughter cell will also have twice the number of chromosomes. There will not be any reduction in the chromosome number. So this is mitotic divisions. So the purpose of mitotic division is just to increase the number of cells. Okay, now what happens in meiotic divisions? In meiotic divisions, what happens? Let's say this is the parent cell. Okay, let's say this contains twice the number of chromosomes. What happens in meiotic divisions? This will be the daughter cells, right? So in the daughter cells, there will be half the number of chromosomes. Now this will become n number of chromosomes. So this will be meiotic divisions. Okay, so in meiotic divisions, reduction takes place. See, from 2n it becomes n. So meiotic division is also known as reductional divisions, and mitotic division is also known as equational divisions. Okay, one more thing is that in mitotic division takes place in two steps. There is mitotic division 1 and mitotic division 2. So this is 1. So sorry, this is mitotic, this is meiotic. Sorry, please say this. Meiotic division has two steps. Okay, meiosis 1. This is meiosis 1. In meiosis 1, what happens? Reductional divisions takes place. In meiosis 2, let's say meiosis 2. Okay, now this cell will again act as a parent cell, right? Now this cell will again undergo division. Here, see, this is also n, right? This is n, this is n. So this will again remain n only. There will not be any reduction. So in meiosis 2, in meiosis 2, again there will be equational divisions. Understood? So only this information is needed to understand this process of spermatogenesis. Okay, and in details about mitotic and meiotic divisions we'll be studying in that particular chapter, cell cycle and cell divisions. Okay. अच्छा, अभी आता है male germ cells or spermatogonia. It undergoes mitotic divisions and increase in numbers, right? Now the sum of this spermatogonia, right? Some of this spermatogonia, they will be called as what? Primary. They will be called as primary spermatocyte. Spermatocyte. some of this spermatogonia, now they will be called as primary spermatocytes. Now these primary spermatocytes, they will undergo meiosis periodically. So let's say meiosis 1, it will undergo meiosis 1 to give rise to two haploid cells. Now mind you, the male germ cells or the spermatogonia, their chromosome number would be twice n, that is 46 number of chromosomes. That is 46 number of chromosomes, right? Similarly, the primary spermatocytes will also have 46 number of chromosomes, but after meiosis 1 there will be, see, haploid already I have written, there will be half the number of chromosomes. That is now 46 divided by 2 becomes 23, right? So 2 haploid cells. Now that is meiosis 1. Again this will undergo another, now after meiosis 1 this primary spermatocytes will be called as secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte. Okay, now this will undergo meiosis 2 and will lead to the formation of 4 haploid cells called spermatids. 4 haploid cells called spermatids. ठीक है? Okay, let's go the other side. I'll show you later the diagrams. ठीक है? Now क्या हुआ? Again, let's see from the beginning. You have, in the process of spermatogenesis, you have seminiferous tubules, right? Inside the seminiferous tubules, male germ cells or spermatogonia are present. Now they have twice the number of chromosomes. They undergo mitotic divisions that will increase in their numbers. Now some of those spermatogonia are called primary spermatocytes, which is twice n. Now these primary spermatocytes, they undergoes meiosis periodically. So in meiosis 1, primary spermatocytes will give rise to 2 haploid cells, that is n, right? And this after meiosis 1, the primary spermatocytes now called as secondary spermatocytes. Now these secondary spermatocytes, it undergoes meiosis 2, leads to the development of 4 haploid cells called spermatids. Now these spermatids they are transformed into sperms. They are transformed into sperms, and this process, the entire process up to sperms, we call it as Gametogenesis. And this, the process starts from seminiferous tubules up to this formation of sperms. This process is called spermiogenesis. All right. Now अभी क्या होता है? After spermiogenesis, ये जो sperm है, this sperms, it gets embedded in Sertoli cells and finally released from the seminiferous tubules and gets finally released from the seminiferous tubules, and this process is called the sperms gets embedded in the Sertoli cells and are released from the seminiferous tubules, and this process from this sperms till this process is called spermiation. Spermiation, okay? And this process is called spermiation, and the entire process, including the spermiogenesis and spermiation, the entire process is starting from the seminiferous tubules and till seminiferous tubules. The entire process we call it as spermatogenesis. That is the formation of sperms, fully functional sperms, right? So this process is known as spermatogenesis. Now let us understand the same thing with the help of diagrams. And this diagram is there in the NCERT book, so it will be easy to understand. Okay, so as we have seen already, so you have the, let's say this is the spermatogonia or male germ cells, male germ cell or spermatogonia. This is male germ cells or spermatogonia. It is twice n, right? That means 46 number of chromosomes are present. Now these male germ cells or spermatogonia, it is located inside the seminiferous tubules, right? Now what will happen? It will undergo mitotic division. So I have already explained mitotic division. What happens? The number increases but the number of chromosome remains the same. The number of cells increases but the number of chromosome remains the same. So this will increase in numbers, right? Let's say itna sara ho gaya. So again this will remain twice and only, है ना? And now this some of these cells after mitotic divisions we call them as primary spermatocyte. Okay, some of these cells are called primary spermatocytes. Now these primary spermatocytes, they will undergo meiosis 1. So after meiosis 1, what will happen? It will give rise to 2 cells, right? But the number of chromosomes now will reduce to half. Now these cells are called what? Secondary spermatocyte. Now these secondary spermatocyte will undergo what? Meiosis M2. It will undergo meiosis 2 and will give rise to 4 haploid cells. This all will be N only because in meiosis 2 equational division takes place, right? So it will be N only, and this is called spermatids. Now these spermatids will transform into spermatozoa. Right? Now the formation of spermatids or spermatozoa, these are sperms, right? Sperms or spermatozoa, these are sperms, right? So the formation of sperms from the spermatogonia, starting from here till here, this process is called spermiogenesis. spermiogenesis. ठीक है. Now these sperms, they get embedded in the Sertoli cells like this. They get embedded in the Sertoli cells like this, right? Let's say these are Sertoli cells, and they are released from the seminiferous tubules by the process of spermiation. By the process of what? Spermiation. ठीक है. And the entire process is called spermatogenesis, and the entire process is called spermatogenesis. I hope this is clear. Okay, now let's proceed further. Now let's see what are the rules of the hormones in the productions of sperms, or in the process of spermatogenesis. The rules of the hormones. Okay, now before starting with that rules of hormones, one questions to all of you, that ये जो process of spermatogenesis or gametogenesis है in males, when did it starts? कब start होता है ये? So the process of spermatogenesis, it starts at the age of puberty. ठीक है, at puberty. ठीक है. So spermatogenesis starts at puberty in males. किन में? Males में. Females में अलग है. ठीक है. So in males gametogenesis or spermatogenesis starts at puberty. क्यों start होता है? Because there is a hormone called GnRH, gonadotrophin releasing hormone. ठीक है. This GnRH is known as gonadotrophin releasing hormone. So there is a significant increase in GnRH in males, and hence the process of gametogenesis starts, and this GnRH it increases at puberty. ठीक है. So let's see कैसे कैसे होता है. Now this GnRH or gonadotrophin releasing hormone, it is a hypothalamic hormone. Hypothalamic मतलब hypothalamus इसको रिलीज करता है. It is a part of brain. Hypothalamus is a part of brain, right? So it's a hypothalamic hormone. ठीक है. It is a hypothalamic hormone. अच्छा, let's see one by one. So what happens is spermatogenesis starts at puberty due to increase in GnRH. Now let's say this is hypothalamus. Now hypothalamus के बाद क्या रहता है? Pituitary gland, right? Pituitary gland. Now, ठीक है. So hypothalamus at puberty क्या होता है? There is a significant increase in GnRH hormone, right? There's a significant increase in GnRH hormone, and this GnRH hormones, it now stimulates the anterior pituitary gland. ठीक है. It now stimulates the anterior pituitary gland, Now this anterior pituitary gland, it releases two hormones. It releases two hormones or two gonadotrophins. Okay, it releases two gonadotrophin hormones known as luteinizing hormone, spelling देख लेना, which we commonly called as LH, and we have FSH, follicle stimulating hormones. Follicle stimulating hormone. Okay. Now this luteinizing hormone, it acts on the Leydig cells. It acts on the Leydig cells, and this follicle stimulating hormone, it acts on the Sertoli cells. Okay. Now these Leydig cells, it stimulate and synthesize androgens. And these androgens, it is again leads to the synthesis of sperms, and this leads to the secretion of sperms. Okay. And this Sertoli cells, it releases certain factors which is responsible for spermiogenesis. Okay. And this luteinizing hormone, it acts on the Leydig cells. This Leydig cells secrete androgens, which in turn stimulates the synthesis and secretion of sperms, and this process is called spermatogenesis. Okay. Now this is the entirety of the about the hormones, how hormones take part in the process of spermatogenesis. Okay. So today's class is all about spermatogenesis only. Tomorrow we will see the structure of sperms, and also we will talk about oogenesis, that is gametogenesis in females. Thank you.